Go back and like, oh my God, I feel like I'm not living again. Now the 20s, you know, I don't know what y'all did in y'all 20s. I lived it up in my 20s. Hey y'all, this is A Renee from Journal, Jot, and Jop. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, welcome to the channel. If you are a returning subscriber, yeah, welcome back. Did I say that intro right? Well, it's gonna be right today. All right, y'all, it is Friday, and that flame is really, really high because I did not cut that wick down. So yeah, okay, hey, all right, so it's Friday. It's the day that a lot of y'all love to run to for whatever reason, but happy Friday to all the Friday lovers, and welcome to the weekend to everybody that has to go into work this weekend. I hope you are preparing and your mind is where you need it to be so that you have a successful weekend. Now, what I will be doing right now, I'm going to set up a weekly recap. And I do this quite often in my journals, y'all. It's something that I really love to do. It allows me to see my growth, what's working, what's not. We're going to use our trusted Clever Fox dotted grid dotted. Let's say that again. Dotted. I think I'm saying that right. Y'all gonna get with me in this countryness that I have. But anyway, we're going to work in the dotted grid journal. Funny that I feel like I'm not saying that right. And we're gonna set up a weekly recap. Okay, so I guess we'll talk a little bit. Hopefully it will speed up a little bit. And I did not get this angle right, so bear with me. Y'all gonna get all this good. Adjust while you're recording and all of that. We ain't gonna act fake and do too much editing right there. So sorry if you got a little seasick. We're gonna create a weekly recap. Okay, so what happens with the weekly recap is it allows you to see what actually worked, what did not work, what needs adjusting, and it's a measurement tool. I like to use it for all aspects of my life. A lot of people, once they learn this method, tend to only use it for work related measurements, but I just would love to tell you all, you are more than your job. Okay, if nobody ever told you that, you are more than your job. I do know we rely a lot heavily on our job because it's an income source, but everybody does not work. Some people are retired, some people are looking for jobs like me. I mean, I do work, don't get it twisted. I do have income coming in, but it ain't the income that I need right now. It's gonna be that, but it ain't right now. So I'm also looking for a job. So that means if you're looking for a job, your weekly recap won't reflect like somebody that has a job. So for all of y'all rushing to Friday and talking about how happy you are to get to Friday and you hate your job, it's a couple of us that will step in and take that job that you don't like so much. Okay, so be a little humble if you need that little Friday motivation. All right, so I'm going to pull out some paper that has nothing to do with nothing to make the page pretty and to make me want to come back. And then we're going to kind of set up the page. Now, when I do my weekly recaps, y'all, I actually don't really fill it out until Sunday, but I set it up so it causes me to want to come back to the page. A lot of times we will do certain things and then, or we will say we're going to do certain things and we don't do it. So usually when I set this page up, I'm going to always come back and finish it. Now, usually if you're rocking with me, why am I using that word usually a lot today, y'all? You give me one word on our videos and I will use it till I can't use it anymore. So what happens is I'm going to set up the page. I'm going to do this on a Sunday, but I'm going to set it up so that I come back. As y'all see, I didn't have no notes to record this video. Y'all getting it how you get it. Okay, so I'm going to put this down. Now, I want to show you a different way that you can do this. So there's several ways. You can do a brain dump list on one side and then start your weekly recap. I like to categorize the weekly recaps by categorize home, work life, and personal. You can kind of, again, do it how you want to. I just like to include all three. That way I'm not only focusing on work life, because a lot of times we will give all the energy into the job and then you will later down the line feel like you did nothing in life, like you didn't live. And you hear that often when you hit these mid-30s, late 30s, and 40s, you go back and like, oh my God, I feel like I'm not living again. Now the 20s, you know, I don't know what y'all did in y'all 20s. I lived it up in my 20s, okay? Unapologetically. I have stories for days. And maybe one day I'll do a couple of flashback journal entries. You know, I may do the journal entries on when I thought I was going to be a stripper. I've done that in other places. But yeah, I thought I was going to be a stripper, y'all. I thought it was my calling. I may do, you know, a flashback journal entry where I had some weed brownies. And let's just say edibles are not for me, okay? They're just not. But anyway, y'all getting a real ramble video. I'm just telling it like y'all getting a ramble video. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and paste this down. And then, like I said, when you're doing a weekly recap, it's a measurement tool. It allows you to look back and say, did I really get things done? We're in the season where a lot of people are going to get to the end of the year, and I'm going to have to read a whole bunch of foolery where people are like, nothing went right in my life. And a lot of that can be partly depression, and some of it can be self-sabotaging. So when I do my weekly recaps, because I'm good at this self-sabotaging mess, when I do my weekly recaps, it allows me to see that I've done way more than I'm giving myself credit for. And this is why I like to do them. So if you kind of feel like, how do I start this? You may want to consider doing a brain dump. Your brain dump can occur on both of these pages, or it can occur wherever you want. But with that brain dump, you're going to write pretty much everything that you did for the week. So you can break it up into categories like I mentioned before: work, home, self-care. You can break it into those categories, or you can just, again, as a brain dump, write whatever comes to your mind of what you actually did. Now, what also happens with that, after you write what you did, the categories are broken into what did not work, what needs adjusting, and what worked. That is the measurement tool that you'll use. So when you're going into each week, you're either carrying some things that did work, or you are leaving some things behind that did not work, or you're like, okay, some of this worked, but I need to kind of change a couple of things around, and then some of that other stuff I don't need to bring back with me. That's going to be your adjustment. And so I just, again, like to make my page pop a little bit, so it makes me want to come back to it. So somewhere on here, the word weekly recap will be written. I don't see my stickers, so I can add them. And my desk on the left-hand side is so unpresentable. Don't be fooled by your YouTubers that do these videos and it looks all cute and everything is just clean for this little slate. That ain't always life. All right, I think I want to layer a couple of things on here, so I'm gonna look through here to see if there's anything else that I could do abstract wise, and I don't think I wanted that floral. So I have another book right here, and y'all know I love for a good little wood grain feel on my page, but I don't want that. So let's see, we are going to y'all really ain't getting yeah, when I tell y'all this video is so unorthodox, and I'm here for it, because I can't really be all put together all the time. Y'all got to see real life on this channel. All right, come on, Adrian, focus. Let's do something that's gonna work. And it may not be in here, y'all. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like this ain't it. This when you be trying to make something work. Any, mini, miny. Knowing me, by the time we come back, I done sped a little bit of this part up because that was just too much. And still ended up with some extra flowers. Whatever. Alright, so you do get a little perforated line right here, y'all. So that little circle doesn't have to stay, but yeah. All right. Again, now everything you see me doing right now has nothing to do with nothing except I just want this on my page, okay? Has absolutely nothing to do with my weekly recap except I just wanted some card stock on the page. That is it. All right, so as I am doing all this extraness, let's talk about what actually happened. I actually had a productive week, y'all. Surprisingly enough. I got a lot done. Like, there are enough hours in the day. I know we love to say that cliche mess. There's not enough hours in the day. Yeah, it is. We just procrastinate. So I utilized getting up a little bit earlier this week. And I know you may hear this saying, millionaires wake up before 5. A lot of them wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock. They do. And if you get up at before 5, even if you start at 6, you can get a lot of stuff done before work. I know I hear often a lot of people say, well, I work a 9 to 5 job. That's nice. You work a 9 to 5 job, but you also have free will to do extra things that you want to do for you. Everybody is not going to be an entrepreneur. So I'd love, and this is to my entrepreneur family, I would love for y'all to stop kicking that narrative to 9 to 5 workers. There's nothing wrong with people that work 9 to 5, because a lot of the 9 to 5ers are the people that actually help your business stay afloat. So be a little humble when we like to talk about 9 to 5ers. I just like to throw that out there sometimes, because I hear it often, I read it often, like, be your own boss. Everybody can't be the boss. If everybody's the boss, you have no customers, you have no business that can thrive. So yeah, I need to do a whole journal series for entrepreneurs, okay? Because that annoys me. But anyway, sorry, that was your TED Talk for the day. So everybody's not going to be a entrepreneur, but even if you work 9 to 5, often you limit yourself to life to 2 days on the weekend. So let's kind of get out of that mindset. If you have some goals and some aspirations and some things that you want to accomplish, even if it's for your family or whatever, you're going to have to put in a little extra work. And I had to have a come to Adrian meeting. I would love to say to come to Jesus meeting, but Jesus said don't come to me until you're really trying to do some real work. So I had to have a come to Adrian meeting. And this week, after doing so, I got so much done in 5 days, and I ain't even finished. But I got so much done Monday through today than I probably have done in the last 2 months, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You gotta be real with yourself. If you can't be real with yourself, you can't be real with nobody. But I got a lot done. So I got a lot done for work, self-care, even with my son, my family, and I'm feeling real accomplished. So what I would do with that right here, this is where that weekly brain dump is gonna come in. So I'm just write the word weekly brain dump. So I'm gonna say weekly brain dump for recap, okay? And in this little area over here, this is where I'm gonna put whatever I think I want to recap about, okay? And so the weekly recap will go over here. And of course, I'm going to need more pages because I did way more than that. But I want to focus on what did not work, what needs adjusting, what worked. Because whatever worked for me this week, I need to take that into the next week so I can continue to be, come on, readjust. There it is. So I can continue to be successful, okay? So that's what's going to keep you going. That's what's going to help you achieve those goals that you set. And that's what's going to keep you from woe-meing yourself. Because again, that happens quite often because we don't want to accept that we have to change some patterns and some behaviors to be a little more successful than what we are projecting currently. All right, so I'm just adding this so my pages are going to be a little cohesive. And yeah, so y'all got more of a, I've really been talking to y'all this week. I don't really do this stuff. I don't really like talking to y'all like y'all think I do, but apparently some adjustments had to be made for me to keep going with this channel. All right. Again, a little bit of a pop of color has a tendency to bring you back to your pages when you're journaling. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm trying to think what else I can kind of tell y'all. This marker is really on its last leg, but I'm gonna get every little drop of ink out of here, okay? Because in a minute, it can just look a little distressed. All right, so we have that. And this is for weekly brain dump for recap. So let's go ahead and put that line right there. And up here. All right, then we're gonna pick up another pen because this is not about to be our friend in a second. So right, recap, and then you're gonna put for whatever week you're in, okay? Because you wanna kind of know what week you're writing about. So this particular week, I start my weeks on Monday and it'll end on the 10th. So recap. And then that's where you'll go in and kind of go over what happened. So if we want to kind of do a quick little thing about a recap just while I'm on here. So again, work, self-care, family. I'm just going to go ahead and write the word. So a lot of times you're just going to write down words that are going to jog your memory, right? You're not going to necessarily say secure the whole venue, right? Because I did that and that's what's going to go in the recap. So I know that the venue is referring to my journal event that I'll have in December, but I don't have to write all of that, right? Because again, that's what the recap is for. I'm going to put salon because I know that I am actually going to return to doing hair on a couple of days per month because I have some stuff I got to do, okay? Because I'm still looking for a job. Y'all gonna hear I'm still looking for a job until I get a job. You know, unless the Lord say stop trying to do your own thing and we gonna do what we're gonna do. But anyway, he said you still have a skill set. I gave you hands to use. I can write and do hair. So yeah, we're gonna go on back into that salon. So I need to write about that. What did I say? Venue, errands, job, haircut, eye appointment, family time, salon. I'm gonna put high school. That's gonna refer to my son as he'll be entering high school next year. So I had some stuff going on with that. Goals, I'm going to write the word goals. If you're on my Patreon, you know we are working on 1 to 2 goals. So that is something that I need to recap as well. So this just kind of gives me a base of what I am going to be focusing on. I'm going to even write down the word planners. As crazy as that sounds, y'all, I have to decide on what I'll be using going into the new year, and I'm trying some new things out. So I need to recap what's not working, what needs adjusting, and what is working. So again, you just write whatever you think you want to write about. I'm gonna write the word. No. That wasn't the word that I wanted to write. It wasn't. Eye appointment, family time, haircut, salon, job, high school, errands, goals, venue, planners. I'm gonna stop right here because y'all know I don't go along to get along, and I know it's some other stuff that I need to write, but my mind is not working cohesively as I'm filming this video, so I can't and I won't try to figure that out right there. So all I'm gonna do before I close this out is I'm gonna trace around that, and then this will be my setup. And so like I told you, I typically will do this on Sunday. I'll go in and finish that and actually do the journal entry. And at the end of my journal entry, I like to set at least 1 or 2 focal points for the upcoming week. So I'll do that as well. And this is something that I like to do weekly And it allows me on those moments that I feel like nothing is going right to realize that something is going right. So I would highly encourage you to give it a try if you haven't already. And if you have, let me know how it's working for you, because we've been talking about weekly recaps all year. Side note, I knew what it was, y'all, because all the stickers are leaving the shop. Bye stickers. So if you have not purchased your stickers from Journal, Jot, and Jive, you better go on ahead over there, because after the 10th, those are going away. Those are going away, y'all. It's some new stuff coming to Journal, Jot, and Jive. And all I need sometimes is to fail a little bit so I can fall forward. Hear that? You heard it here first. Sometimes you have to fail a little bit so you can fall forward. All right. So I think that's our video for today. Yes, it was not all put together like you are used to. But guess what? This is life. Y'all need to see some real unedited stuff so that y'all can realize you ain't the only one out here all over the place sometimes. All right, so this is my spread. It's real springish in the fall, but I like it. All right, so again, you're gonna brain dump everything that you want to focus on in your recap. You're gonna put the date so you can kind of keep in tune with, not keep in tune, you can stay in tune with the week that you're in. You can add a couple of little extra pages to keep your journal entry cohesive. I said I was done, and look at me. Just look at me. Team too much. This is that extraness that I have, okay? This is just the extraness. You gotta get it every now and then. Nonetheless, I'm gonna have y'all writing in these journals. So go and pull your journals out. Get that recap working so you can go into next week with a different attitude. And I promise you, you'll like yourself and others will like you better. All right. Until next time.